Hi everyone, and today we're going to extract hydrogen from this water here in a process called electrolysis, and it's very simple to do. We have a couple of 9-volt batteries, we have some pencils that I have sharpened both ends because we need carbon, and graphite is carbon, so this works really well. We have some wires with some alligator clips, and of course some tape. So let's get started here. First, I made this little cardboard cutout to hold these two pencils. I'm going to immerse them into the water. And one thing you want to make sure that you do with this here is you do not want the pencils to touch anything as far as the sides or the bottom, so you got to make sure of that. And to keep it there, we're just going to take this piece of blue tape and we're going to tape this right to the jar, right to the beaker here, okay? So we're just going to be actually extracting hydrogen, and we actually call this blue hydrogen, and I'm going to explain that, okay, as I move along here, because we can do blue hydrogen or we could do green hydrogen, all right? So we got that taped on there. All right, so we don't need that anymore. So we'll put that off to the side there. I'm making sure my pencils are not touching anything. They're floating in the water. Great. Okay. So I made these little bit of wires. They might be a little bit more heavy than I needed, but I was trying to get as much juice as I can out of 9-volt batteries. And I'm going to try using 2, but the second one may not do anything. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take the one alligator clip and we're going to clip it right here to the graphite, the carbon, okay? And I'm going to take my battery here and I'm going to clip this on here. So just give me a second here where we try to bend things around and we do that. It doesn't make a difference how far away this is. It doesn't make a difference because really the copper wire is our conductor. Now, we could really be a lot more efficient if we had some platinum wire, but that's really expensive. A piece of platinum wire like this here, about this big, would probably cost about $100. So that's why we're using good old copper here. But copper is a good conductor. Copper wire is used in almost everything inside your house and stuff like that. So okay, so we are going to connect these two pieces of wire to this 9-volt battery. And with that, on the positive side, we're actually going to extract oxygen. On the negative side, which is our cathode, we are going to extract the hydrogen. So let's connect these. Now, one thing, be careful with this here, because since we're using 9-volt batteries, we do have a byproduct of heat. So these batteries could get hot, so you really just want to be very careful with that. Normally when you're doing hydrogen, if you can use a solar panel, really that's the best thing to do, and that's what we call green hydrogen. But you need a lot of energy, and of course using fossil fuel energy is really not the way to extract hydrogen if you want to come into renewable resources. But this is what we call blue hydrogen, because most likely this 9-volt battery, the 9-volt battery was probably made using fossil fuel. But if I had a solar panel here and I connected my probes to the solar panel, then that's green hydrogen, and it's using solar energy to extract hydrogen out of the water. So we take a look, and if you can look at the two different pencil points right there, you're going to see bubbles. The negative side is your hydrogen. So here's my negative, is my green right here. And the negative is the green. And if you can see right down there on that pencil point, very, very small. Again, we don't have a lot of juice coming out of there. We have 9 volts coming out of there. But just with that 9 volts, I'm extracting hydrogen. Now just think, and of course here's the positive side on this one over here, and those bubbles are oxygen. So we're actually just splitting the molecules here, separating those molecules right there. And what you could also do with the hydrogen, in order to transport it, you can actually convert the hydrogen to ammonia, and that's much easier to transport than the hydrogen itself. And this is just another form of renewable energy, and it's coming online probably within the next 10 years. You should see some really big improvements in the development of hydrogen energy in the renewable market. In this case here, the negative to the negative, you can see the bubbles. It's really doing a great job on the amount of hydrogen that I'm extracting out of there, just out of this little 9-volt battery. And of course, on the positive side is our oxygen. Okay, all right, thanks a lot.